What is up? So, there's been a lot of talk on the Joker movie. I went and seen it tonight, and it was a really good movie. In my opinion, like I said, no spoilers, none of that jazz. In my opinion, it. I mean, the Joker has he said himself, he likes multiple choice when it comes to his past. So, if you look at it in that light, they could use it as future reference to one of his multiple choice answers. Uh, and it's a good one. Uh, there's a lot of points in the timeline that I dug uh, to kind of put everything set up for the future. A lot of monumental points. It did kind of start off kind of slow, but I kind of expected that, trying to get into his mental illness and all that jazz. And at the same time, you got to realize this is a lead character, is a villain. He's going to become a homicidal maniac. That's the character. And so going into it's kind of hard to get your mind wrapped around that you don't want to empathize with him too much, uh, but at the same time, you kind of do. Uh, that being said, though, the violence on it was violent. It wasn't as violent as some other movies that I've seen. But yeah, it was a violent movie. As far as I wouldn't take my kids to go see it or anything like that. If you're squeamish about it, or if you've had any bouts with violence in your past, you might want to stay away from it because it is kind of real. It's not what you're used to with comic book movies. The hyper punches and hyper mobility of them that just makes it too cartoonish to believe it's real. Uh, but at the same time, it was a great movie. It stayed true to the character. Joaquin Phoenix did a great job on his portrayal. Uh, at first, I wasn't sure about it going in, but after I seen all the pieces kind of fit together, I kind of understood. I will say that the movie was basically an homage to the Kings of Comedy in the '80s, which is a great movie, but a lot of comparisons there, even down to the cinematography, some of the shots, things like that. Uh, really well done. Don't get me wrong. Really, really well done. Uh, I can see why so many people like it. I can see why some people are bothered by it. Uh, that being said, though, I mean, don't go. Uh, but they put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. Uh, and like I said, this adaptation of the Joker, the way I look at the Joker is he's a really complex character. He's an evil character. Period. Like what he does is just horrible. But they've had different aspects of him throughout time, and to me, each person that has portrayed him has played an aspect of that personality of that character, uh, and focused on that one aspect. Minus Mark Hamill, who did a hell of a job portraying just about all of them in every aspect. I know a lot of people give Jared Leto a hard time, but even his adaptation was kind of an aspect uh, of the Joker in the past. But anywho, it wasn't bad at all. It was a great movie, wonderful movie. Is it heartwarming and feel good? No, not at all. Uh, Not at all. If you don't leave the or leave the theater feeling some kind of way, uh, I don't know. You won't walk out of the theater going, "Oh, it made me feel so good," because it's not one of those movies. Just like when you go to a scary movie, you're not going to try to get rainbows and unicorns. You're going to get scared. It's one of those, and you have to go into it thinking along them lines. Uh, it doesn't make you I didn't empathize with him as far as like, oh, I totally feel sorry for this guy. I understand why he did all this. No. But it kind of gives you a backstory on why you can see somebody in that mental condition breaking to that point. Uh, not not justifying it whatsoever. Uh, but it was neat seeing that part of it, that aspect of this fantasy world, which it is just that. It is fantasy. Uh, but a great movie. Everybody that the soundtrack was great. Everybody's acting on point. Storyline great, and it stayed true to the comics if you really pay attention. Uh, Even though it was a standalone and you won't find any of the stuff anywhere they said in the old comics or anything, it still has, like I said, multiple choice functionality, as it were. But anyways, great movie. If you can stand violence, and it's not over the top violence, really. It's not great, but it's not over the top. Like I said, there's a lot of movies in the past that are way worse. Uh, but anywho, I definitely recommend it. Y'all have asked me, now I've told you. That's my view on it. Go out and enjoy it. Tell me what you think. Don't have to take my opinion for it. We got the internet. There's all kinds of opinions. Form your own, man. Peace out, Sprouts.